Hello, traders, and welcome to the PL Capital Commodity Report. I'm your host, Paul. Today is Wednesday, May 1st. Happy May. All right, in this video, we're going to look at the commodities of natural gas, oil, copper, gold, silver, and uranium. So let's start. All right, this is natural gas, the spot market on a 2-hour chart. Last week, we're over in this area, had this sharp sell-off coming down. And I said that to me this looked like a nice three-wave move. 1, 2, and 3, and now we should be coming down for that fifth wave. Well, on this chart, they decided to make just a simple 1, 2, 3 wave correction and then one more up. So for those of you who like to count waves, instead of this being an A, B, C, all it is just W, X, and then the Y wave. So 3, 3, 3. That should be 4. So this on this chart, this 2, 1, 5, that should not break. If that breaks, they're making well, to be honest, I don't know what pattern they'll be making if they break that again, because they're coming down in a diagonal. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I mean, that fourth wave is already much bigger than I was expecting, which is fine. This will just be an expanding, slightly expanding diagonal as it is right now. But if they go back up again, then we're going to have 5 waves, and it can't be 5 waves, which almost tells me then this would have to be like a leading diagonal, and then they're going to correct, and then it'd still go up because it has to be 3 waves. So, and then that's just would be extremely expanding, which is still valid. Not until they would break that too high would it become invalid. So, I just think that high that we just made now, that has to be 4. And it's selling off hard. So that 215 really should hold. If they break that's gonna I don't know. I have to really relook at what pattern they are making. Because the only other pattern that I would see is somehow like this 3, 3, 3, like that's 1, and then all of this would be 2, and then we're going down for 3, 4. But then, I mean, the target for that would be insanely low, like under $1, and I can't see natural gas getting that low. So I think the 4 is in, and then especially when we now look at the futures chart, like they didn't break that previous high. So on this chart, it still looks like what I said last week, that this ABC down to there, that was A, and then this ABC up, I think that's B, and now they're going to come down, and it'll be in a diagonal format, because you just had a 3-wave move up to there, and then you had this 3-wave move up. So I think that was 1, this is 2, and now they've started 3. And so eventually we're just in the first wave of the third wave. So either this low, this 1913, that's the first wave of 3, then they'll correct up and then down, or this might still sell off even more for this first wave. But in any way, I think that was 1 and that's 2, and now they come down for 3, 4, and 5. So let's see if that continues to play. So if they break this 1907, that's really going to give, for me, it'll make me feel a lot better that this doesn't somehow like spike back up. because then on this chart, then that means if they're doing that on the spot market, then they're going to go break that. And that's, for my wave count, that's going to really mess things up. So I really think that the 4 is now in, and now we come down for 5. So only looking for sells on natural gas. Oil, all right. So last week I was saying that I saw this as a 3-wave move. 1, 2, 3. And that could have been all the correction. It came down far enough, but I had a feeling that that was just the A wave, and sure enough, that's what all it was. So that was A, and this is B, and now I do see 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But this selling here, it got really, really strong. Now there is divergence, both MACD and RSI on a like a 4-hour basis. So potential that either this 78, 79 is all the correction, or they might just give a little correction up and then still one more down before going. So either way, I'd only be looking for buy setups in oil, and now that they have made a big A, B, C correction, that could be all of it. And so buying down here, I think is good. Even if they do give a 3-wave correction and there's still one more, and they come down into this 75 to 77 range, you're buying here. It just means you're going to have to hold on to it a little bit longer. But there is the potential that either 78, 79 is the low, or really close to the low, and that ABC is all the correction, and then we're going up and breaking 87. So I'd only want to be in the buy. You just got to determine what your risk tolerance is. Can you afford having to hold on in case it does come down into this 75 to 77 range? That's the only question. All right, let's go on to the metals. Start with copper. So copper just keeps going up. So last week we were over at this high, 455, and then they gave a correction, and then still one more up. So, and I really don't see any divergence, but as far as the wave counts go, there has to be a 4 eventually. So I see this only as 1, 2, and 3, and they'll be going up, and they should be getting, let me close this, should be getting up into this blue box here that I got at 474 and going up to 5. And I think is where the 5th wave will be ending. So it'd be nice if they would make a correction here. So, oops, you don't have any reason to think that yet, that they're coming down, and the 4 should be coming down into this 4.4 down to 4.2 range, and that's a pretty sharp sell-off. And now you do have a little 3-wave correction up, and so if they do come down and break that low that they set today, I think that'll just be the A wave, and then you're going to get a B wave, and then you get a C wave that could come down and target into that range. So I'd only be looking for buy setups, but I still think you can get it lower, because I think there has to be a 4 down into this range. So even though it went all the way up last week, I mean, and this could all just be creating another like a 1-2 situation and going up, and it's just going to extend that 3rd wave. Eventually there's going to be a bigger pullback for a 4. So, it's just a matter of picking what entry you feel comfortable at. You could buy here thinking, that this 3rd wave is going to extend and push up above 4.7. But then you just have to be willing to accept that it might be kind of chopping around here and getting down into here. And if you don't care about holding it for a couple weeks or a month, yeah, then buying here isn't bad. But I think I'd probably just wait until there's a clear evidence that the floor is in, and then you'd be buying that for one more wave up. Okay, gold. All right, so I see 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diagonal. But I'm looking for 3 waves. So I think there has to be a correction, and it looks like it's already started going up. And we do have 3 waves, but I have a feeling that you might get a correction and then still one more up. You might even go up a lot more. But I'd still like to see them get down into this range here, like 22, into 22s somewhere. And then that would be a nice A, B, and a C for that 4th wave. So I think gold is just going to be consolidating, correcting here after this leading diagonal. I think that's just the A wave, and now we need a B wave. And it could be that they just created the 3 waves and it's going to come now, but I think they're going to correct a little bit longer, considering how long that took. That 3-wave that correction that they did today. 1, it's really shallow, and 2, it's awfully quick. So yeah, I wouldn't, I don't know. I don't think I'd be buying here, because I think it's just going to be bouncing around, and then you're going to have one more fall. So you're buying, but I don't think it's going to go break the top yet. And so I'd only be waiting for the gold to fall down one more time. Yeah, once it breaks that low that they set, so once it breaks 22.81 at that point, at any time, then gold could reverse. But I think you're going to get a good chance of at least in the mid 2200s, if not a little bit lower. Okay, silver. So silver now, they have come into that zone that I've had here for a while, 26.31, and they just crept into it. But just like gold, it looks to me like a 5-wave move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think we'll get a correction and still one more down. But let me just make sure. Yeah. So yeah, I think that low that they set yesterday will be broken one more time. So that low, 26.22. I think that'll be broken just one more time, but I don't think this is all the correction. I think we'll get some type of like that kind of a look, and then one more down, and then you want to be buying silver. So I think under 26.22 is where you want to start to look for your buy setup, because then it's going to be going up to break 30. Okay, uranium. All right, so last week we were down in this consolidation, and I said that it wasn't looking good unless they could break that high. Well, they went and they broke it, but then you had that sharp sell-off yesterday. So I'm just not liking the look of the price action for uranium. So I think this is all going to come down to this 76 level, and then go up and break the top, because it's only a 3-wave move. 1, 2, and 3, and then you had a really sharp sell-off. Did get a nice bounce up, but then you got another kind of looking like it's ready to sell off again. So definitely if they break that level, 28.73, then I think the next 2 levels break. They'll break that 28 level, and I think they'll be coming down to this 26.77. if this could hold, and really it would have to hold right where it is right now because we already have like a 1-2. Well, I guess this could be A, B. It could come down, but this 2873 really has to hold. If they break that, I think it just, this is all looking to me then like it's 1, 2, 3. I think that's 1, and then that was 2, and then this will be like a 1, 2, and then they'll be pushing this down. I think that'll be a 3, and then you got a 4 and probably a 5 to finish that off, and then I think, you know, because then this will look like A, B, C, and then this will be just a perfect entry place somewhere underneath here. So yeah, keep an eye if you're not in. If you're already in, then it's fine. You're just gonna have to probably wait until this correction gets down to here, and then it's gonna take off. So, but if you're not in, you just got to watch this area. If 2873 breaks, then I think you just sit back and wait. If it does hold, you know, they just kind of come down, but then they start going back up. If they can break that high, then they might be doing some kind of like a diagonal then, because this 1, 2, 3 looks like there's like almost a little 1, 2, 3 there. That could be 2. Then maybe this is going up for 3, 4, and 5 that way. So, but it's just staying in this range too long. It really should be going. If that is 1 and that's 2, I mean the third wave needs to really get going, and it's really having a hard time. So I'm favoring one more trip down to here for a C wave, and it'd be in a diagonal format, and then that's looking great. So yeah, if you're not in, you just got to figure out what you feel comfortable. I think I'd just kind of wait. Should have a resolution this week. I think, you know, either they're going to break that or they're going to be charging ahead tomorrow or Friday, and then you could start to get in. Okay, that's the commodities. Hope it helps. Thanks for your likes and support, and I will see you guys in the next video.